In this course, we'll dive into CVE-2023-22527, a critical vulnerability discovered in Atlassian Confluence data center and server. Identified as a remote code execution (RCE) vulnerability, it allows an unauthenticated attacker to exploit the system via template injection. This vulnerability is particularly severe because it's classified as a critical threat, with a CVSS score of 10.0, the highest possible rating. This means it poses a significant risk to affected systems. It's imperative to patch any outdated systems to prevent potential exploitation. Understanding its technical details and implications will help us grasp the gravity of CVE 2023-22527 and take appropriate actions to secure our infrastructure. In this slide, we delve into the technical breakdown of CVE 2023-22527 to understand its mechanics. This vulnerability involves server-side template injection, or SSTI, which is leveraged to exploit OGNL elements within Confluence's FreeMarker template engine. The key aspect here is how an attacker can manipulate template processing to execute arbitrary code on the server. The vulnerability affects Confluence Data Center and server versions from 8.0.x up to 8.5.3. Understanding the versions impacted is crucial for system administrators to identify if their instances are at risk and to prioritize remediation efforts accordingly. It's noteworthy that SSTI vulnerabilities like this can have severe consequences due to the possibility of remote code execution without authentication, emphasizing the critical nature of this CVE. The current slide focuses on the metrics and severity of the vulnerability we are discussing. This particular issue holds a very high risk, indicated by the CVSS scores. From the National Vulnerability Database, NVD, the base score is a critical 9.8, highlighting the dire implications of this vulnerability. The breakdown includes considerations like network access, low attack complexity, no required privileges, and no user interaction, with a high impact on confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Atlassian, the maker of Confluence, assesses this vulnerability with an even higher base score of 10.0, emphasizing its severity under CVSS version 3.0. This reflects a significant concern as it poses critical risks, particularly due to its contextual impact on systems. The key takeaway here is that the categories affected, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, all experience high impact, making it crucial for organizations to address this vulnerability promptly to protect sensitive data and maintain system integrity. Now, let's dive into the exploitation details of this vulnerability. We're going to look at a proof of concept POC and an example payload that demonstrates how the exploitation can be executed. In our POC example, we're sending an HTTP post request to the endpoint /template/AUI/textinline.vm. The request includes a payload where a server-side template injection, SSTI, expression is injected. Here's what that looks like. Post/template/AUI/textinline1 host content type application XWW forms of color SSTI expression plus +27. In this payload, host name needs to be replaced with the target host's name and SSTI expression with the malicious SSTI code you want to inject. For instance, if we want to execute a command through the vulnerability, we could inject the following: hashed request key velocity.struts2.context internal get OGNL. This payload allows us to interact with the underlying execution context, making it possible to issue commands and manipulate the system. In the upcoming discussions, we'll explore how we can automate this attack using a Python script and verify the results of our exploitation. This slide focuses on how to execute the payload using a proof of concept POC script and how to verify the result of the exploitation. To exploit the vulnerability, you can use a Python script. For example, you might use the following command to execute the payload: Python 3 CVE-2023-22527.py -u /127.18892-I. After running the script, you can verify the result by checking the output shell. An example verification command can be as simple as running whomi Confluence. This confirms that the exploitation was successful and indicates the vulnerability in the system. By setting up such a test environment, you can confirm the vulnerability and take appropriate actions to mitigate the risk. Now that we have demonstrated the exploitation process using a proof of concept script, let's shift our focus to mitigations and recommendations to secure your systems against such vulnerabilities. First, you should take immediate action by patching your Confluence instance to the latest version available. Specifically, for Confluence Data Center and Server, it is recommended to upgrade to versions 8.54, 8.6.0 Plus, or 8.7.1 Plus to address the vulnerability effectively. In addition to immediate patching, it is important to consider long-term solutions. Regular patch management should be an integral part of your security strategy to ensure that vulnerabilities are addressed as soon as updates are released. Additionally, implementing stringent input validation can prevent server-side template injection, SSTI, vulnerabilities, and protect your systems from similar threats in the future. By following these recommendations, you can significantly reduce the risk of exploitation and enhance the overall security posture of your Confluence environment. Let's dive into the real-world impact of the exploitation of this vulnerability. Following its disclosure, there were over 620,000 scanning attempts, indicating a significant interest from malicious actors. One common use of this exploit has been the deployment of crypto miners, specifically utilizing the C3 pool mining pool. Furthermore, according to insights from Imperva, widespread exploitation has also been observed to deliver various malware variants, highlighting the high stakes and risks associated with failing to adequately address this vulnerability. When addressing operational security in the context of mitigating risks associated with vulnerabilities, the best practices include maintaining regular software updates and exercising vigilance in monitoring security advisories. It's crucial to stay informed about the latest patches and updates to ensure systems are protected against potential exploits. For those seeking additional resources, I recommend visiting Atlassian's Security Advisory page for detailed updates and guidance directly from the software provider. Additionally, research articles from Trend Micro and Imperva offer valuable insights and comprehensive analyses of emerging threats and recommended countermeasures. By following these best practices and utilizing the available resources, you can better safeguard your systems against malicious activities and ensure a more secure operational environment. In conclusion, CVE 2023-22527 is a critical vulnerability that represents a significant risk due to its potential for remote code execution. It's imperative to update to secure versions immediately to mitigate this threat. In summary, ensuring system security requires staying informed about the latest security updates and consistently applying effective patch management practices. Regular updates and vigilance are key to protecting your systems from such vulnerabilities. These measures help maintain the integrity and security of your infrastructure, keeping potential threats at bay and safeguarding your operations. Now let's take a look at the references section. To deepen our understanding of CVE 2023-2527 and the importance of addressing such vulnerabilities, I've compiled a list of essential resources. 1. The NVD, or National Vulnerability Database, provides detailed information on CVE 2023-22527. It's a great starting point for technical specifics and impact assessment. 2. Atlassian's Security Advisory will offer insights directly from the vendor and any official recommendations for mitigation. 3. Trend Micro's analysis gives an expert perspective on the exploit, including potential risks and real-world scenarios. 4. Lastly, Imperva's threat research provides an in-depth look at the nature of this vulnerability and its broader security implications. These references will help you stay informed and bolster your efforts to maintain a secure environment. Thank you for watching this course. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to leave a like. Your feedback is valuable, so feel free to comment below with your thoughts or any questions you may have. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more informative courses and updates. Lastly, if you found this course helpful, share it with your friends and colleagues. Your support helps us continue to create high-quality educational content. Thank you once again.